everyone. How are you doing? Thank you for joining She's Purposeke Book Talks on another Thursday. We have another awesome author in the house for the week. Listen, wherever you are, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And so I hope you have had an awesome and a blessed day. I am author coach Andrea Ragland. I work with Christian professional women, helping them to identify limiting beliefs. I'm also a burnout coach, helping to bring balance from work stress to home stress. We like to have a healthy wealth, healthy families, and a healthy lifestyle, right? Because we know, guess what? Balance is important in our life, right? So we're not bringing work stress home and home stress to work, right? And so what I would love for you to do as we are going into this interview today, as we are celebrating and supporting the author of today, the author of the week, I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to love. In She's Purposeke community, you know how we love to do it. So we are going to set the vibe, we are going to set the energy, and we are going to celebrate and support this new author. So let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We would like to congratulate you, girl. Congratulations. We know how much of steadfastness, of boldness it takes to write our story, to write our testimonies, to touch the world, right? And so as we are bringing you on today, as we are supporting you, as authors are supporting authors, and She's Purposeke is supporting you today and throughout this interview, and even those who will come back and watch the replay, we would just like to uplift you and just encourage you to allow the Lord to lead you. And as I say that, I just want to invite the Holy Spirit to go before you, because I know, as I have took a glance, just a glance at your story, yes, you are one that is and have fought the good fight of faith. So come on in, and let the people know who you are.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Smith. I am an author. This is my second book, and this book right here is called A Woman's Sanctuary. So, again, I just would like to thank you for allowing me to be on live today with you, just to give you a little bit about my story and how God has blessed me and allowed me to become an author.
Yes. And so let the people know the title of your book.
So the book is entitled A Woman's Sanctuary. Um, it is just something that was just put on my heart to do to empower women on the importance of self-care. Um, just a lot of times we care for everyone else and we forget about ourselves. So this book right here is truly a testimony, my testimony.
So what was the title of the book again?
A Woman's Sanctuary.
Okay, so what led you to that particular title?
Well, actually, my co-author, Glenn Goldsboro, he was the one who actually inspired me with the title. So, and like you know, this is more like my testimony. So I started out with a family member coming to spa and massage events, where a group of women would get together on a Saturday, one Saturday a month, and they would just interact. We would do massages, we would sit down, we would just I'm going to use the word fellowship with each other. Nobody judging anybody. People were free to talk. People were free to tell some secrets.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of it was just more of the level of respect that the women have for each other. No gossiping, no talking about, going home talking about someone else's story. And so I went to him one day and I said, I wanted to start doing spa massage events with him. And more so I work in the healthcare field. I have family members who work inside of the healthcare field, but as we began to do them, it became more of a sisterhood. I have my older sister, she come. I have family members who come. I've invited friends. Some of them, everybody goes through their own trials and tribulations.
Yes.
So when we all get together, it was more so we were encouraging each other. And I remember one day, I called him and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is. And I was like, God is just letting me know that these are much more than just women gathering together. It's
Mm.
so much more. Like we need a name. We need a name for what we are doing. Like there's so much more than spa and massage events. And he said, okay, how about a women's sanctuary? And it was something about, it was almost like he spoke the word, God gave him that title, and it hit my spirit.
Wow.
And I'm like, God, this is so much more than just that. And I remember a little later I said, I'm gonna write a book. This is gonna be a book. And he said, it's gonna be a book. I said, this is gonna be a book. And I remember instantly I began to write. And I took a little picture of it, and I sent him the picture and he was like, you're serious. Yes, I am serious. And so it's been just amazing.
Yes. Do you have the
Just the
book with you?
journey.
You have a copy of the book with you?
Yes.
Can you hold it up where
Yes.
we can see the front cover?
Yes. So here's the front cover.
Yes. A woman sanctuary. Yes, yes. And so when it comes to your mission, you say you have two books. So when it comes to your mission, we'll talk a little bit about the second one. But tell us that very thing that keeps you motivated and inspired every day.
um, I would say God first and foremost. Um, just born and raised, in Camden, growing up, you see a lot of things, you experience a lot of things, and just from a child growing up, I knew I was a little different.
Yes.
And so I always feel that you don't have to be a product of your environment. Or, a lot of times when we hear about Camden, we just think of it as such a horrible and, bad place, but good can also come out of it. And so that was more of my motivation. I have nieces, I have, friends, I have cousins. And so I always feel like the more I go through and allow God to bring me out, that that can encourage and inspire someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my motivation. Just to be the best that I can be to help someone else be the best that they can be.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. So in your book you talk about suffering in silence. Can you share a little bit about suffering in silence?
Um, so a lot of things stem from me growing up, but I think as an adult, the most trying time that I had was when my husband passed away. Um, and so I trust God, but I'm not very trusting of people.
Mm,
And it's because of experience. I've had disappointments, or sometimes you can have people that you may think you can trust, and it turns out different. So I just kind of reverted to keeping everything inside.
mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just keeping it inside. I always knew that God was there. And so one thing that I like to say to people, a lot of times they say you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to suffer in silence But I believe He will send you here on the earth a person that, or maybe people that you can actually talk to, that you can trust. But for me, suffering in silence made me stronger,
Mm,
because when no one knows what you're going through and you are still keeping your character intact,
mm-hmm.
when no one knows what you're going through and you're still willing to serve, um that's a big plus,
Yes,
because you're suffering but no one knows,
yes,
but yet you're still willing to be obedient to God, you're still willing to serve others. It's not just about you.
yes.
And so that kind of also helps me stay grounded, and to know, God said in his word, if we suffer with him, that we will reign with him. And so it's only for a little while.
Yes, yes. And so, is that something you would say to others that may be in that place of suffering and silence?
Yes, yes, definitely. I
That
mean,
is.
because everybody's faith is different. Some are, how would they say, or we haven't mastered everything.
Mm-hmm,
But some can say, well, maybe when it comes to a bill, we may be suffering, in the inside. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. I don't know how I'm going to see my way through. But we are actually going to the source.
mm-hmm.
And so he's going to make it happen. So we don't always have to tell everyone, everything, because some people are here just to listen and to go back and talk, to others. But I would definitely say it's not bad to suffer in silence. You will find your strength, you will find your weakness. But it's up to just have that open ear and open heart to know
Yeah.
what God is telling you and how he's leading.
And I love that you say that. That you in that place, and it actually line up with your book, because in that sanctuary, woo, when you talk about that sanctuary,
Yes,
you talk about that altar, you will
yes,
find your strength. You will find your weakness.
yes,
Ooh, girl, that
yes,
that just hit me some kind of way when you said that. I don't know, but in that sanctuary, just like you said, like that silence, you can
yes,
think of it as a bad thing, but you can also think of it as a good thing, because, as you said, it actually brought you strength. You know what I'm saying? And then you
yes,
created that woman sanctuary. When you just think about
yes,
it by itself, that woman sanctuary, just creating that
yes,
place of a sanctuary where you're not just, you dealing with both your strengths and your weaknesses. But as you're
yes,
dealing with your weaknesses, it's also making you stronger. You know,
yes,
and so,
yes.
as I have her website pulled up, her website is Nicole C. Smith Books with the S.com. As you are supporting this broadcast, this interview, I want you to love, I want you to like, and I want you to share. If you're watching a replay, I want you to support. Go to Nicole C. Smith Books with the S.com. And her book is A Woman's Sanctuary. Y'all, let that, just think about that. A woman's sanctuary. Because I know, as I keep saying it, it's like hit me in my spirit. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the front cover of her website. As you click on it, it takes you to the homepage. It says A Woman's Sanctuary. A Woman's Sanctuary, and it talks about co-authored by Nicole C. Smith. And hold on. What is it doing? Okay, here we go. In Glen D. How you pronounce it? Goldsboro.
Goldsboro, yes.
Okay, okay. Is a heartfelt guide for women seeking peace, renewal, and strength in their lives. This book shares uplifting stories, practical wisdom, and tools for finding sanctuary in the midst of life challenges. Whether you're embracing new beginnings or seeking deeper self discovery, this book is a haven of hope and healing for women of all ages. Now, it says buy your copy now. And so, let's see, as we scroll down, meet Nicole C. Smith. Nicole C. Smith is a passionate author whose mission is to inspire and empower women to find their voice, strength, and peace. With years of life experience and spiritual guidance, Nicole brings authenticity, wisdom, and love to her writing. Nicole is also the author of Widows in the Wilderness, a profound exploration of resilience and renewal during life's hardest moments. Now, can you just share a little bit about the widows in the wilderness?
Yeah, so Widows in the Wilderness, that was my first the first, I say devotional book because it's not a, book. And so I remember I will always tell God, I am whoever you want me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember when God spoke to my spirit to start writing. And so I said, "Oh no, God, this is not for me. This is not for me." So God said, "It is for you." So I said, "No, I'm not a writer. Maybe it was for, a family member or someone else." So God said, "Well, you told me that you would be whoever I need you to be, or whoever I wanted you to be." And so I said, "Okay, God, if you want me to write this book, what am I going to write about? What is the title? What is?" So instantly, Widows in the Wilderness. And once he spoke to my spirit, there was nothing else that I could do. I could not go against anything because I knew that I had, just lost my husband, and that I needed to write. I needed to write. I needed to write to help someone else. Um and I I put it in a book.
Yes.
I did not um a lot of times we want to be obedient to God, but it's only to a certain extent. And what God needed for me to do was give it my all. And so giving it my all meant I had to talk about feeling like I was going into depression. I had to talk about learning how to redo and budget my finances
Mm-hmm.
because now it was just me. It was no longer me and, my husband. And so I really didn't understand what was going to come of it. I had family members who lost their companions and spouses. I had close friends who lost their companions and spouses. And so that made me understand
Mm.
why I needed to do what I needed to do, why I needed to write the book, why I needed to tell my testimony, because it helped a lot of others. And not even just for spouses, but people lost parents, and it has helped them. It has helped.
Yes. Yes. Um, bless it. Bless it. So, from your life experience, how can grief transform into guidance?
For me, first of all, you have to be honest.
Mm.
A lot of times we are taught to smile and say, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay." Doing that for me was just, it didn't work for me. Like I had to go to God, and I had to go to God and tell him that I was not hurt, I was broken.
Mm.
And that if he did not heal me, I would not be healed. Because for months I was walking around, but I didn't feel like I was really existing. I was just walking and, just going through the motions. But when I finally just, okay, God, I know I've been taught this, I know I've heard this, but I need your help.
Yes.
I need your help. And so when I went to God with that, just in the everyday, like I explained earlier about the budgeting, I had to think of ways to have my daughters to go to school and to be picking them up because it was just me. Now I'm single. So I literally, for me, it's just omitting to God. He already knows,
Yes.
but omitting the hurt, the pain, the guilt, whatever it is in life. But for me, the grief, it was so much easier when I went to God and I was honest.
Yes.
So
So,
it
what did a
turned
little bit
it
of that?
made every
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
it just made everything easier. It made not having the second income feel like I still had the second income. um Picking up my daughters during that time, COVID came, so my daughters were allowed to go to work with me. So every step of the way, God made a way.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, you answered my question of what I was getting ready to ask you when it came to like what did that transformation look like for you. But like you said, the absent when it comes to your budget. What didn't seem to be present, God made present. He made a way out of
Yes.
no way, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But that came with you saying, Lord, I'm not just broken, I'm hurting. And it's there's something missing, but in my honesty, in that void, in that missing plea, in that missing piece, he filled it. Because you, like you said
Yes.
earlier, you trust God, but you
Right.
kind of struggle with trusting people. But in the
Yes.
trust in Him, he provided not only what you need, but He also assigned. I like to say
Yes.
assigned certain people to you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I just was talking to somebody and I said, the Lord, I said He will provide what you need when you need it. He will assign
Yes.
those right people to you when you need it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's also
Yes.
why I understand season. Some people in your life for a season,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
have to learn to accept that season, because it
Yes.
talks about that in the Bible. I think it's in Ecclesiastes where
Yes.
there's a time and a season for everything.
For everything. Yes.
You know,
We have
and
to be able
so
to accept them coming in, and we have to be able to accept when it's time for them to go.
yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sometimes we wanna hang on just a little longer, you know.
God
But
says
I
not
think
so.
that He also gives us, confirmation, you know,
Yes.
in the season, because
Yes.
sometimes you're like, honey, where you been? Sometimes you just connect with people. You don't
Mm-hmm.
even know them, but as soon as you meet them,
Yes.
whether it's at work or whether it's at a conference or whether you're out and about at the store, you would just connect with
Yes.
somebody and y'all start having a conversation, and you be like, we just had a whole conversation like I done knew you all my life.
Yes. Yes. And that's why I say, as far as the book is concerned, with the spa and massage events, that's how we became.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was not something that I had, it was something that someone else had that another person could use.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, Lord, look, whatever way you use these events, as you have some people who lost spouses, you have some people that lost children, you have some people that, you know, just it was a variety of things that were going on. But once, okay, God might say, well, call these two or three people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lord, I don't know why you want me to call them, but if they come, thank you. And they will come, but the call later would be, thank you, I got just what I needed.
Right.
So it wasn't just, and it's, well, we still doing it. It's not just ladies getting together to just chit chat and gossip, and one joint is supplying another. So whatever one person may be lacking, someone else has. And so I'm just grateful for it.
And this, where is this located? Is this, you have your own shop or spa?
It's actually at the co-author's his home.
Oh, it's at his home. Okay.
It's at his home. Like, um, it's in located in Sicklerville, New Jersey. I don't know if you can see, like, this is the therapeutic pool.
Okay.
So it's the therapeutic pool. It's heated, the heated pool, with the jets and everything. He's been licensed for 20 years. And this was actually something, as I stated earlier, that he started. And when I came in, I wanted to invite family. I wanted to invite friends. Sometimes as ladies, I want to do something different, or I want to experience something, a little different. So for me, and that's how it is when you come to the house. It's safe.
Yes.
The ladies are safe. The atmosphere is comfortable, it's relaxing, it's amazing.
Awesome. And this is in New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay. So how can they? So for those who are watching or watching a replay, they may live in the area. Is it just open? Like, how can they sign up? How can they, or connect with you to be a part if you having
um
like openings?
They can always. I have my information on the site,
Okay, on the
so they can
website.
always reach out to me. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I'm pulling your website back up, and then I'm going to share your magazine as well. So
Okay.
this is her website. Again, her website is NicoleCSmithBooks.com. And if you go to, this is the homepage. If you go to About Nicole, that was Meet Nicole C. Smith. If you go to books, there's Discovering Healing, Strength, and Sisterhood. This is where you can buy your copy of the book, A Woman's Sanctuary. And then let's see. Okay, that takes you to the checkout. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna hit on the Widows in the Wilderness. Nicole, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. So then if you go to her contacts, this is how you can contact her. Her phone number is here, and you can also send her a message.
Uh-uh.
That's
No.
okay.
No.
And we also would like to highlight her magazine. She was in the
Huh?
Baby magazine. Let's see.
I'm sorry.
You fine. We're gonna stop sharing that one. Oops. And then we're gonna share your magazine. Let's see. All right, all right, all right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, Nicole C. Smith. I am a fighter. Let's talk about this fighter. You would like the world to remember you by one word, fighter. Share with the audience your fight and your win.
Okay, so I always like to refer back to, I'm sorry about everything. I had to move around a little bit. I always like to refer back to the passing of my husband,
Mm-hmm.
only because I've lost parents, but this loss was a different loss. Um and when I say a different loss, is losing a spouse is totally different from losing a parent. When God says he will make the two one, he definitely does. So for me, um, I had to, like I was saying earlier, redo my whole living, my life. I mean, I had I had his vehicle. I'm gonna give you one testimony. So I had his vehicle. Um, and it lasted about 2 years after he passed. So before I knew it, the vehicle had broke down. And so for about 8 or 9 months, I was catching Uber, I was catching Lyft. Now I do private care nursing. So I was sometimes I wasn't making the money, but I was still going to work. And I remember one day, I just said, Lord, I said, I don't know if I can keep doing this. This is, it's costing me money, almost as if it was a car payment. But I remember also saying, God, I don't, I didn't think that I wanted to have another car payment. I have my daughters. I need to, make sure they're okay, make sure all the other bills are paid. And I remember this one day I went to work, and the client that I had, her brother, he said, Nicole, hi, how are you doing today? So I said, I'm doing okay. So he said, I don't know what it is. He said, but God told me to give you this money.
Mm.
So I said, give me this money. So he said, yeah. He said, God told me to give you this money. He said, you need a down payment on a car. He said, and God told me to do this for you. And so as I began to get emotional, my client's brother also got emotional. And I said, you don't know. I said, I just asked God if he could just make the load a little lighter.
Wow.
It wasn't that I thought that I was exempt from going through anything. It was just even in having faith, we get to that time where we be like, okay, Lord, is my test almost over with?
Mm-hmm.
When am I going to come out of this? Like, Lord, enough is enough. Like, I just can't do this. And for me, that was a time when I went from losing all these months with Uber and Lyft, and now I felt like I was at the place where I was winning again. And that was major for me, because when my husband was living, I always had a vehicle, never really had to go without many things. So
Mm-hmm.
now I really had to solely put my trust in God. Not only that, um I had to start staying away from people. Um because the negativity of others was trying to consume me. Now I knew what God could do, but sometimes when we're negative, we can slow the process, slow it up. And so once I just got to the point where, God, I know you can do it. I know you're capable. I know you're more than able. And even the lesson for myself, if I'm paying Uber and Lyft, yes, I can pay a car payment.
Mm-hmm.
So once I just, got myself away from a lot of people, away from a lot of negativity, I saw the win.
Yes. In her book, her magazine is on Amazon. I put the link in the comments. Baby Magazine Winter Edition. And I don't know if you noticed, but on the magazine, I'm in the magazine with you, girl. I was like, okay, I see Keandria Ragland. Listen, up in the magazine with Nicole C. Smith. Yes, yes. How long have your husband been gone?
August will be 7 years.
Okay, 7 years. 7 years. So, what is one of your favorite scriptures?
My favorite scripture is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Yes, that is, um, I live by it. Now, yes, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, lean not to your own understanding, and He will direct.
Yes.
Um, it's just been a blessing to me. Is even when I feel a little overwhelmed, it's like I need to go read my scripture so that I can snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I can't do, God can do.
Yes.
And so I do. I live by it. I give it to others.
Yes.
Like we definitely have to remember that no, we can't do this. We can't do some of these things by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
God will give us the strength, He gives us the power, He gives us the authority. And I said, but we're still going to be in situations where we have to go to Him. We have to solely rely on Him. So yes,
Yes.
that is the favorite.
Yes. Yes. Lean out to our own understanding because some girls
Yes,
sometimes it just don't make sense.
yes, yes, yes,
And I know I heard you say earlier when you was giving your testimony, um, you was asking, is it about over? You're testing,
yes,
they're going
yes,
through. And how
yes,
often do we ask that question sometimes? Lord, I know it's a test, the trying of my faith,
yes,
um, but it's about over, you know.
yes,
But in the midst
yes,
of it all, in the midst of
yes,
it all,
yes,
we know there is a greater on the other end.
yes,
We know that there
yes,
is a greater on the other end. There is light on the other side of the tunnel.
yes,
And
yes,
and so we just thank God for your fight. We thank God for your win. We thank God for your, if there's a part in your book that you would like to share with the audience, like you'd like to read.
Mm, let's see. Mm, so one of the things, let's see, I'm sorry, I'm looking for. I don't really have to look in the book, but I will. Okay, so what is a woman's sanctuary? A woman's sanctuary, and you read some of it earlier, is a safe haven where all of this and more unfolds. It's a place that just a place that offers peace and a positive atmosphere. A place where you can release all of life's burdens and everyday challenges that you are faced. A woman's sanctuary allows you to come together and share women to come together and share their innermost feelings without being judged or feeling condemned. This passage is my favorite because, like I said earlier, we can't always trust everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and honestly, a lot of times when I invite people, I allow God to lead me
Yes.
because I never want anyone to come to one of the events and feel as though they are being judged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anyone to ever feel as though they can't share whatever it is that they need to share. I am also, even though it's events, a lot of times I am also one to one with people. Like it may just be someone that God is leading me to sit next to and just talk to.
Yes.
And this way, it may be 4 or 5 other women that are, talking and but this person has my undivided attention because this is what God is calling for. And sometimes, most of the time people won't call you or they won't, let you know what's going on. So for me, it's also serving
Mm-hmm.
because not only I'm calling you or I'm reaching out because God said so. And then once we talk and you let me know, okay, God, I'm thanking you because only you did this.
Yes.
And so this is why earlier we talked and I talked about suffering and silence. Um, that's what you want to be. You want to be the vessel that God uses. You don't want to be someone that God is using, but then you're not mature enough. You're getting the person's information, and then you're calling and telling someone else that's calling and telling
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of people do stay to themselves. That's why a lot of people do keep the pain, the hurt, whatever they're feeling in the inside. And not that some people are keeping it inside because they may have a relationship with God,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as close as others may be. So they're still up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go to God? Is God hearing me? Is he going to listen? Is he go? So we want to be the vessel on earth that God can use
Yes.
to let this person know. Well, I just talked to Nicole about this, and do you know that I was worried about this bill and God just made sure it was paid? Or I didn't know how I was going to buy food for my kids and God sent someone, you want to be that vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as I stated earlier, for me, this is really, it's a sisterhood. It's a
Yes.
sisterhood.
Definitely.
And sometimes you want to be to others what you haven't had. So if I haven't had many people in my corner, okay, guys, so I kind of know what it's like. So I want to be that for someone. I want them to come and fellowship,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just to get away from the children, or even if it's just, to experience something different. We talk about the hair, the nails, and I'm like, okay, and I'm still sometimes a little, okay, well, I just got my hair done. It's nothing normal. But for me, you come, you get the massage, you get inside the pool, you interact with other women. It's like, okay, God, no children. This is a breath of fresh air. This is like a different kind of outing.
Yes.
So
Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Again, if you are watching, her book is available. If you go to her website, she have the magazine is on Amazon. I put the link in the comments, and I also put her link for her website in the comments as well. Uh, Share with the people your media platforms. I know we shared your website, but can they follow you on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
yes, on Facebook, I am just on there as Nicole C. Smith. Um, I am on Instagram. Nicole, I think it's Nicole 3796. I'm usually not on there that much, but yes, those are the only two
Okay.
platforms that I'm on.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your testimony, sharing your story. Is there anything that you would like to say to the audience tonight, to encouragement or anything uplifting?
Um, just to, and I like to do it for the ladies and the men. I just kind of more so did the book, more referencing to the women. But I just want to say, I have so much.
That's okay. Let the Holy
I just
Spirit
want
lead
to
you.
really say,
Yes,
for just want to say, trust God.
yes.
If God is leading you, or and your heart's desire is to write a book, to start a business, to go back to school, um, to move, whatever it is, seek God with all your heart. When He gives you that answer, He gives you that nudge, He gives you that push, don't be afraid to follow. Don't be afraid to make the move. What has worked for me, I am responsible for what God shows me concerning me, for what He tells me concerning me. I made choices in my life where I would always let others, are you sure God is telling you to do that? Or are you sure God? I can say now I am sure and I am doing it. I am walking into things that I never would I have expected writing one book or devotional, no, and especially not to. So I'm just telling you, whatever it is that God that you, and you know is God, you know it's God, you know, when you're it's silent, it's quiet, and you keep having that nudge, go back to school or write the book. You can't worry about what anyone else is going to say. You can't worry about what anyone else is going to say. My first book, when I say I laid it down, I laid it down. Whoever, family or anyone, if they felt embarrassed because I talked about a little bit of feeling depressed, or you can't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot worry about what others are going to think, because when you don't do what God wants you to do, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. It's always going to be something that's going to say, well, God told me to do this and God told me to do that. And I just did not. And then the regrets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, you please, no regrets. If He's leading you to do it, do it.
Yes, I agree. Do it.
Yes.
I put her. Someone say congratulations and thank you. Uh,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for supporting She's Purpose Key community and supporting the author of today in the week. We just want to just show our love and support to you. Her website, I also have put her website up again, Nicole C. Smith Books, that's with the S.com. So support, support, support. And her magazine is also on Amazon. Thank you, everyone who was joining us. We like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And listen, listen, listen. I want to leave this with you as before we end this show tonight. I have the fourth annual The Power Moves Her Revival and Women's Summit coming up soon. That's March 27th and 28th. If you have not RSVP'd, what are you waiting for? Listen, go to shespurposekey.com. I'm going to share that really, really quickly and show y'all where to go. Where to go. I know I have had several people who have hit me up. And listen, go to the website. I'm going to share this website really, really quick. My website is shespurposekey.com. Let me go back to the top. To the top. Okay, soon as you go to shespurposekey.com, it should take you directly to my website. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, shespurposekey.com. It says RSVP here. RSVP here. Click on RSVP. And it's going to take you directly to the RSVP page. In the beginning, it's just, don't think it's a lengthy application. It's not. It's giving you a breakdown of behind the vision of the power moves. Hey, you scroll down, you put your name, your email in. It also gives you opportunity if you are an author, if you're a life coach, if you're a speaker, if you're a small business entrepreneur, or all above. Just let me know who you are, so I can reach out to you after the event, and let's do some collaboration together. Sometimes I have like the author interviews, the book talks like I'm doing now, even speaker opportunities. I'm looking for facilitators. I'm having an in-person in Lawrenceville, Georgia in June. Right now, the March is virtual. It's a virtual revival in the Women's Summit that's on Saturday. So if you are an expert in your business, in your services, been in your business, in your services for over 5 years, you want to click the other link. You are interested in being a speaker, because guess what? Your topic is needed, your business is needed, your service is needed. So you fill out the speaker's application, okay? Everyone else that get you in the room is free. Now, if you're an author and you want to a spotlight on Saturday's platform, which is going to be streamed on major platforms, go to my web, not just my website, but you can go to She's Purpose Key Facebook or my personal page, Keandra Ragland, and you will see where I have been promoting. Again, if you would like an author spotlight on Saturday major platforms, this is the opportunity for you. You will click author spotlight. If you're not interested, just put I'm not interested. Go to next, submit, and guess what? You'll receive an email from me with the link into the revival group, the She's Purpose Key revival group. It is a private Facebook group, and you have to receive a link to me, from me, which you will receive a personal email from me. So get signed up, and share. Again, we thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Facebook, or you can email me at life@aglancebook, that's with the X, at gmail.com. And blessings to everyone. We see you next week. Bye.